What's going on, guys? So we are finally here to talk about Marvel Zombies. Now, again, I knew it was coming out soon. I didn't know when. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "All right, cool. How many episodes we're gonna have?" And we have four. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. If you guys kind of need a refresher course, again, I may need a refresher course yet again. So if you guys know anything, by all means, let me know. But the entirety of this show, this limited series or full on series, either way, it was interesting. I'm gonna say this now. It was interesting because I did not know what to expect. Now, going into this, you will see that the main ones that are leading the forefront within the beginning, because it starts off where you see Kamala Khan, you see Riri Williams, you see Kate Bishop. They're friends. They're been surviving the zombie apocalypse, and that Riri came up with something called Friday that was going to be like an AI of using Iron Man's armor. They found something from the Nova Corps. They were trying to find a way to stop it. And what happens is they go to what is called the Deadlands. And this is in episode one. And they unfortunately, what we see is Riri loses her life. We see Kate Bishop loses her life, and it's like, really? And then, of course, Kamala gets rescued by Blade. And this was what was really weird. Blade was badass in this, but at the same time, he was being not really possessed, but he had the abilities of Moon Knight. And he goes and we meet other characters. We see Yelena, we see her adopted mother, we see Red Guardian, and all the other widows, and they come to like a forefront to take on the zombie horde. And what we see is the so-called queen is going to be, of course, Scarlet Witch. We have Elizabeth Olsen returning as this character. We got Florence Pugh returning as Elena, and among many others that have played these characters before. But it doesn't go well. You cannot get attached to nobody in this show because, again, there's some characters later on in the show that did die. I was like, really? They really focus Miss Marvel to be the main character, which, again, I'm gonna get into here in a minute. But the next episode, of course, we go into Shang-Chi, we go into his friends and how he, gathered his powers in this world, and how, he shared his abilities with Kate, how they made their own forces, and then they come across Yelena and Kamala and everybody else, and they meet Zemos. They, of course, meet, U.S. Agent, and they are trying to find a way to get to New Asgard. That way they can go ahead and find a way to get to space to contact Nova Corps so that way they can get help. Now, again, it does not go the way they plan, obviously, because Zemos does betray him when trying to give up the heroes to the undead Namor, which, again, I'm sitting here and I'm like, bro, you had to put Namor in here? Really? But going to episode three after certain ones survive, and the only one that really survives in this going into episode three is so far Kamala, because they try. You see where you see Spider-Man, Scott, and you see T'Challa. They face off against Thanos. They're able to stop him due to T'Challa's sacrifice, and when everything blew up, it really messed with Earth and its core and all this other stuff. And what happened was they were saved by the group that, of course, Doctor Strange is a part of, and they get, of course, other creatures are the ones that have those abilities. And we see where it goes further into depth of Wanda wanting Kamala for some reason to reshape the world, and of course she thinks she's lying, and Kamala actually figures out that Scarlet Witch came to New Asgard to try to basically make new Asgardian zombies. That way she could have enough of an army to take on Hulk for some reason, because Hulk and Bruce Banner are gone. There's this Infinity Hulk now that she wants to create a large enough army to take on uh, Infinity Hulk, pretty much. And what we see is they finally get out of Asgard. Thor's still alive, even though he got destroyed by Thanos, or zombie Thanos. And he fights off against Wanda, and he gives him the chance to go. And he's calling, of course, Kamala, the new Avenger. And I'm like, really? And they get up to space. Nova Corps has been there the entire time. They're trying to contain the zombie threat and make sure it doesn't spread to the rest of the universe. They get back, they're saved by the ones that Strange used to work with, and they come up with a plan to try to stop Wanda. And I will say this, they all try to go up against him. They do fail, even though it was a badass scene. And Wanda tries to make a deal with Kamala to where it's like, hey, let me help you, let me help you change the world. And she agrees. She wakes up, apparently her friends are there, but then time starts warping and you see Riri again. It's like, oh my god, it's not real, don't listen to it. And it's like, okay, how is she alive? And that's how it ends. It's like, okay, how is she alive? First off, because I'm assuming she was dead. And she brought all the other ones back as zombies, and we saw it in, the last part when they were having against the massive horde army. Um, I don't know if it's gonna get a season two. I did enjoy it. There was parts about it I liked. There was parts about it I didn't like. They killed off a lot of characters I really enjoyed, like Blade, Yelena, Red Guardian, Thor. They pretty much killed off Spider Man. I think they really, again, this is an alternate universe, but I really don't see the reason why they have to have Kamala Khan at the center of the forefront, because again, she's one of those characters that I don't really see how she is supposed to be so big when you have all these other characters, especially that are zombies, that could just in an instant just take her out if they wanted to, whether they're a zombie or not. Even Wanda, because if Wanda was, we're not wanting her for some unknown reason, which again I don't understand the reason why. Wanda could just wipe her off the face of the map within a thought. I mean, because that's how powerful Scarlet Witch is. So I enjoyed it. I don't like the fact that they're trying to put side characters that are not as prevalent to fans to try to have us care about when we really don't. But overall, I think Marvel Zombies is cool. I like the fact that it was very graphic, it was very bloody, it was a very something that I think fans that are Marvel fans really can enjoy. But at the same time, there was things I think they weren't thinking of, because between bringing in Kamala Khan, Riri, Shang-Chi, and all these other characters that you either don't care about or you really don't have a relationship with as a fan, then you really don't see a reason why. I thought it was interesting on how they mixed Blade with Moon Knight. I thought that was cool, but I would prefer to see Blade. I really just wanted to see Blade. I didn't want to see Moon Knight with Blade. I wanted to see just Blade. But overall, that's what we got. Again, guys, what do you think of this? I'm seeing mixed reviews, honestly. That people either liked it, it was okay, it was horrible, it was excellent, it was just whatever. But what is your overall thoughts on this? Let me know about it down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you as always on the very next one.